Welcome. Thank you for tuning to the I Stimulate Mind podcast. This is episode 3. If you was tuning in to episode 1 and 2, you seen I had some technical difficulties. I told y'all from episode 1, it's a piece of me. We sophisticated ratchet. That's the word of the day, sophisticated ratchet. We do what we can, we learn it, you seeing my growth, you know what I'm saying? You seen the clothes hangers in the bag, you know what I'm saying? Ghetto ratchet and sophisticated ratchet. But anyway, we was trying to get on that boy Roland Martin, but in the first video, you can't see the video, but you can hear the audio. And in the second video, you can see the video, but you can hear my audio. Boy, Roland, coming for you, man. Black owned media. Somebody go get his iPad. Somebody go get his iPad. We coming, rolling. Oh, I need to sit down on your show. I'll be watching your show. You don't let nobody talk. You just be rude and interrupted them when they be trying to speak. You ask them a question and then you spew your nonsense. But anyway, we're going to go on with episode 3. Today, the word of the day is sophisticated ratchet. You know what I'm saying? I like them a little educated and a little ratchet. So you put it together, that's sophisticated ratchet. You know what I mean? I'm a little sophisticated, I'm educated, but that niggerdom still be in me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I can't control it. I don't know what it is. It just spaz out. But today we have, you know what I'm saying, news. We're going to get into the news. We're going to do some reaction videos. And we on the boule today. You know what I'm saying? Roland Martin, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Colin Kaepernick. The list goes on of how many of these people in the boule, the 10% to keep us 90% in control. So we're going to get into the boule. We're going to do a reaction video. And we're going to end it off with the legendary, my favorite black woman of this time, this generation, Candace Owens. Let's get it. Man, Gavin just all over the news, man. Gavin just all over the news today. What's going on with you, Gavin? Gavin Newsom decided if California should help undocumented immigrants buy homes. California lawmakers passed a first-in-the-nation bill on Wednesday that would allow certain undocumented immigrants to use a state program that provides up to $150,000 in low-cost loans for first-time home buyers. What? I'm a former California resident, so I don't live there no more. But a house in California is expensive. There's a lot of people that lived out there all their life and never bought a home, but y'all approved a bill to let immigrants get up $150,000 to be a first-time home buyer. What y'all got going on out there in California? Democrats, who enjoy a supermajority in the state house, cleared the measure by a 25 to 14 margin in the Senate and 45 to 15 margin in the Assembly. Some moderate Democrats in the upper house and the Republicans in the Senate. The measure now heads to Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom's desk, just as immigration has become a hot button issue in the presidential election. Democrat nominee Kamala Harris is toughening her stance on the border amid criticisms from Donald Trump. Newsom has a month to sign or veto the legislation, declined to comment on the measure, which was featured on Fox News and drew criticism from Elon Musk. Yeah, that is crazy. Who is these people that's representing y'all in California? This is not a bill about immigration. The bill author, Fresno Democrat, said on the Assembly floor prior to the measure in passing, this is not a bill about the housing crisis. We all know that no single bill can solve those areas. This is a bill about fairness. Those that are paying in a system should be able to receive benefits from those same systems as everyone else does. That makes no sense. So you gonna pass a bill for undocumented people that's not on no paperwork, that haven't proven they paid into the system. Or I could see if you was advocating for people that was over here and they've been paying taxes and they've been doing all this and all that and serving in the military and they ain't getting no fair treatment. But you talking about somebody some illegal people should get $150,000 over the people that lived in California, and I'm pretty sure is struggling like crazy to survive. And it's about fairness. How is that fair to the American people that pay taxes in your state? Under the proposal, only undocumented immigrants who have Social Security or taxpayer ID numbers will qualify for the program. So, if they undocumented, how they got Social Security numbers? How they got Social Security numbers if they undocumented? Anyway, I don't know what they got going over there in California. Gavin all up in this news. I don't trust that nigga. That nigga's like a Cheshire cat when he smile. I just don't. He just Gavin, stop it. Let's see what else going on in the news, y'all. Assembly pushes back on Newsom. What the hell, Gavin. We're doing 10 minutes on Gavin today. Gavin just all of California. Stand up. This y'all governor. After years of being asked to support Governor Gavin Newsom's last minute legislation plays, Democrats in the Assembly are pushing back. The legislature could be headed for a special session next month to address energy issues after Assembly members resisted the governor's initial efforts to hurry pass a bill this week to give the state more authority over oil refinery supplies as a way to try to prevent gas price hikes, because gas in California is ridiculous. I ain't been there in years, but it was ridiculous. It was like $6 then. I can't imagine. Newsom plan got a cool reception from the Assembly Democrats when presented on Tuesday, in part because of concerns that it will raise gas prices, but also because it presents a year-long sore spot between the two branches of government that are supposed to be equal. One where legislators feel like they have often been jammed on the governor's 11-hour request without much regard to their own concerns or vetting processes. In response to resistance, the governor leveraged the idea of special session. Now members say they are prepared to take him up on his offer. All right, Gavin, stop playing around. You've been in the news all week on some suspect stuff. Gavin, get it together. California, get y'all officials together. Let's go. We about to go into the bootleg.
I want a television debate with Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley versus Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Is the Democratic Party the party of African people? Roland Martin can join in too. If they want Roland, they can bring Roland too. I want D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, and Ricky Smiley in a debate. Is the Democratic Party the party of the American African? Somebody get Steve Harvey on the phone. Somebody get D.L. Hughley on the phone. Somebody get Ricky Smiley. Dr. Umar wants to come on y'all show and debate you 3-on-1. And if y'all need Roland to help you out, Roland can come too. We can make it 4-on-1. Steve Harvey said that the Omega Psi Phi brothers run the radio. In all respect to my Omega Psi Phi brothers, the late, great Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was a member of Omega Psi Phi, so I'm not going to reduce the Omegas down to 3 men. I'm not going to do that. We're going to keep this about Steve, DL, and Ricky. Okay? Steve, DL, and Ricky. I want a debate. D.L. Hughley, will you debate me on your radio? Steve Harvey, will you debate me on your radio?
Why is he calling people out for debates when I just make simple remarks on him being the biggest scammer in the black community, and 12 years later, still no school? I mean, he kicks me off immediately, but he wants to debate others. He's not afraid of DL, Steve, or Roland, but he's afraid of Mike, huh? Well, the only reason why I mentioned people's actions is because you yourself exclusively date black, yet you're one of the biggest scammers in our community. It's been 12 years and you still
Oh,
haven't.
Mike, we gotta let him
Why
go.
you
Come
do me like
on,
that?
Mike.
Man, that
Why
was
you do
whack,
me like
Come
that, bro?
on.
Damn, you calling out Steve and DL really just for clout. Because when it comes to Lil Ol Mike TV, you don't want no smoke. All right. You know better, boy.
Yo, Ricky Smiley, will you debate me? I'll debate all of you separately or all three of you together. Since y'all run black radio and I run black consciousness, it's only right that we have a clash of kings. Y'all called the kings of comedy, right? The kings of comedy. Let's call it the kings of comedy versus King Kong consciousness. Let's call it the kings of comedy versus King Kong consciousness. Let's call it the kings of comedy versus King Kong consciousness. I'm ready right now. I don't need no prep time. I'm ready right now. Intellectual Ifa Tunde is ready right now. When we going to do this debate? When we going to do this debate? Steve, Ricky, DL, I want y'all on the stage in front of the people right now. I'm doing it for Fannie Lou Hamer. I'm doing it for Emmett Till. I'm doing it for Medgar Evers. I'm doing it for Huey P. Newton. I'm doing it for His Excellency, the Most Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. I'm doing it for the Honorable Frederick Douglass. I'm doing it for Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Amir Locke, Dante, Sonia Massey, Freddie Gray. I'm doing it for them. Let's do the debate. Let's do the debate. If Omega Psi-Phi, if my brothers of Omega Psi-Phi, who I love and respect, want to host a debate, it could be an Omega Psi-Phi debate. You can have the purple and gold. I don't care who hosts. I don't care where it's host. I want Steve, Ricky, and DL on the same stage. Keep the same energy, Africans. Keep the same energy. King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Will the real coons please stand up? King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Will the real coons please stand up? I said King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Let's set.
Nigga, we heard you. You just yelling, repeating the same thing because you're filibustering and you can't come up with the next thing to say. We're on to you. Whenever Umar Johnson repeats himself 3, 4, 5 times in a row, it's because he's thinking of the next thing to say. He's filibustering. He can't freestyle. Come on. The tactics are played out, Playboy. I said, come on. The tactics are played out, Playboy. I said, come on, the tactics are played out, Playboy. You see what I'm talking about, guys? He just repeats himself to fucking filibuster because he's an imbecile trying to come off as an intellectual. I said he's an imbecile trying to come off as an intellectual.
We just got done reacting to Mike TV. Shout out to Mike TV, the king of YouTube receipts. We're going to be doing more reactions from Mike later on in other episodes when we get down to tracing your roots. And it's real FBA foundational black Americans, like the Kendrick Lamar song. Some of these people look like us, but they're not like us. And some of you watching this video thinking you like me, but you ain't like me because you don't know your family tree. And we gonna go down that rabbit hole in episode 5. That'll be the genealogy episode. Tomorrow we be getting into religion and conspiracy theories. Stay tuned for that one, religious conspiracy theories. We gonna go down a more rabbit hole with this bootleg video. I'm just gonna let y'all watch the video. I ain't gonna interrupt. I'm just gonna let y'all listen, and I'm gonna come back with my commentary after that. African American fraternity and sororities are social organizations that predominantly recruit black college students and promote a network that includes both undergraduates and alumni members. These organizations were typically founded by black Americans, undergrad students, faculty, and leaders at various institutions in the United States. Prince Hall Freemasonry is the first historically black fraternal organization. The first Greek letter fraternal organization was Alpha Kappa Nu at Indiana University in 1903, Wilberforce University, where Gamma Phi was established in 1905, 60 miles away at Columbus, Ohio in March 1905. Phi Gamma was founded at Ohio State University. Formation originally reported in the Chicago Defender in 1905, where Roland Martin used to work. C.C. Poindexter, a graduate of Ohio State University, went on to Cornell University, where he established a Alpha Phi Alpha Society. This society became Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, established on December 4th, 1906. Alpha Phi Alpha is the first black intercollegiate fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha success inspired the founding of other intercollegiate black Greek letter organizations. Today, these organizations, fraternity and sororities, are known collectively as the Divine Nine and emphasize public service and civil rights. The first professional Greek black letter fraternity, Sigma Phi Psi, was established in Pennsylvania in 1904. Then we're going to get to the list of who is these organizations. That's the Divine Nine. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, Iota Phi Theta Fraternity. I think I'm saying that right. Forgive me, I'm not into this Greek black letter thing. Oh, they trying to pop me out. I can't even name. West a member, and they ain't even behind him, but they behind Kamala though. Yeah, that freezes me out. I can't even read the hold on. Omega Phi Psi Sigma Gamma Rho. So we're gonna go over this again. Alpha Phi Alpha, December the 4th, 1906. Alpha Kappa Alpha, January 15, 1908. Kappa Alpha Psi, January 5th, 1911. Omega Psi Phi, November 11, 1911. Delta Sigma Theta, January 13, 1913. Phi Beta Sigma, January 9th, 1914. Zeta Phi Beta, January 16, 1920. Sigma Gamma Rho, November the 12th, 1922. Iota Phi Theta, September 19, 1963. I hope I said all that right. I don't know the Greek letters. We learning and growing. We sophisticated today. And one thing I like to point out is like a lot of these Greek fraternities and sororities, Divine Nine was established right before they came through and tore down everything like Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Rosewood. Like I said, these are the 10% to keep the 90% in line. They well connected, they everywhere. Like they said in the video before, that the Qs run the radio, they all got their own thing that they run and dominate, and all these people is part of the go along, get along gang, like Kwame Brown used to say when he was going against some like Stephen A. Smith, he one of them. All these people is in the go along, get along gang. They scratch each other back, they look out for each other, they put each other in position, and they think they better than us when they're not. But anyway, we're going to continue with these videos. Now we get into the boule, which which are also known as Black Greek fraternities and sororities, and also known as the Divine Nine. Prince Hall Freemasonry is the first historically black fraternal organization. The Greek letter fraternal organization was Alpha Kappa Nu at Indiana University in 1903, Wilberforce University, where Gamma Phi was established in 1905, 60 miles away from Columbus, Ohio, in March 1905. Psi Gamma was founded at Ohio State University, formerly originally reported in the Chicago Defender, which Roland Martin used to work. 1905, C.C. Poindexter, a graduate of Ohio State, went on to Cornell University where he established the Alpha Psi Alpha Society. The society became Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, established on December 4th, 1906. Alpha Phi Alpha is the first black intercollegiate fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha success inspired the founding of other black Greek letter organizations. Today, these organizations, fraternity and sororities, are known as the Divine Nine and emphasize public service and civil rights. And today you have Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Wine Psi Phi, sororities. You got Alpha, Kappa, Alpha, Delta, Sigma, Theta, Zeta, Bi, Zeta, Phi, Beta, Sigma, Gamma, Rho. I think that is. Forgive me, I'm not on this Greek letter stuff. Gamma, Phi, Delta. I don't know which ones are in the Divine Nine. I'm just listening. What I'm reading, I'm not. That's just not my forte. We going down this rabbit hole of who they are and how they got started. Now here's some lists of famous black sorority and fraternity members. You got Keisha Knight Pulliam, Alicia Keys, Jada Pickett, Toni Morrison, Felicia Rashad, AJ Calloway, Thurgood Marshall, Steve Harvey, Cheryl Underwood, Star Jones. Forgot about Star Jones. Omari Hardwick. That's the nigga from Power. Braxton sister, Wanda Sykes, K. Michelle, Montel, Terrence J, Shaquille O'Neal, Victoria Rowell, Arthur Ashe, Kelly Price, Loretta Devine, Everybody Mama, Anna Marie Horsford, the mama from the Wayans Brothers, Cedric the Entertainer, Lena Horne, Roland Martin, Sick Bird Neck, Go Get My iPad, Hill Harper, Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King, Lionel Richie, Zora Horston, Congolese Rice, John Singleton, Dionne Warwick, Finesse Mitchell, Tom Joyner, Morning Show, Maya Angelou, Marvin Sapp, the gospel singer, Tavis Smiley, Aretha Franklin, Reverend Jexy Jackson, Kathy Hughes, Lance Gross, Fantasia, she went to school. Fantasia went to school. Colin Kaepernick, D.L. Hughley. Man, the list goes on and on and on. It's like everybody and their mama. And it's all boule, man. Let's get into it. Let's do some reaction videos. We'll be right back. I hope y'all still here in the building. I Stimulate Minds podcast, episode 3. The boule. We just got done listening to a preview that was UBTV. He has a lot of information. He got a unique style, And we're going to be doing a lot of UBTV on this channel. All the things that I'll react to or drop in this episode, we will be providing the links down in the comments so you can go watch it yourself and get do your own interpretation of what he said. Don't just listen to me. Anything I say on here, I say go verify for yourself. I'm just a messenger. I stimulate minds. We here to stimulate your mind, mate. Stimulate your motherfucking mind. Y'all see that? Shit wasn't even lit. But anyway, we about to get into my girl. I love her so much. Ain't nothing y'all can say about her. We gonna get into Candace Owens Savage moments. I ain't even gonna react to it. I'm just gonna let it play. Cause when certain people get to talking, you don't even gotta say nothing. You just let them do the talking. So Candace Owens, my girl, the most influential black woman of this generation.
Assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip, and he purposefully extracted, he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that Hitler was whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
Did someone bite Beyonce's face? Did the President of the United States really tweet about, oh, let's not talk about that.
To the kids in the audience by bringing up Kanye and Beyonce and POTUS as well. What'd you make of it?
It just makes me want to cringe all the time. I mean, this is quite frankly always what the Democrats do. They pander in every single regard. You can't tell me that she could name even one Kanye West album or that she could name even one Beyonce album, and one of them is self-entitled. So I'm telling you, it's an absolute joke, and it's interesting to me that she goes into a crowd of people and she assumes that everyone she's speaking to is a Democrat. These are the same assumptions that they made during the 2016 election, and they were wrong.
Well, it is Massachusetts.
It is Massachusetts, that's right. And even if you're in a crowd of people that might be overwhelmingly blue, it does not mean that every single person there understands your jokes or thinks that they're funny. Quite frankly, there are likely some students there that were insulted by her jokes. They should just deliver what people typically do during a commencement speech, something that inspires children in their lives, something that's largely positive, not taking stabs at pop culture that they don't even understand that culture entirely.
If only they could actually do that. So she's not the only one making the college tour rounds. Hillary Clinton as well at Yale, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. Take a listen to a little of what they had to say.
What's happening right now goes to the heart of who we are as a nation.
We have many challenges facing us.
I say this not as a Democrat who lost an election, but as an American afraid of losing a country.
Today, it often feels as if America's greatness and goodness is clouded by ugly language.
Today, as a person, I'm okay.
We cannot allow the negative attitude to be normalized or accepted.
No, I'm not over it. I still think about the 2016 election.
People tend to question Donald Trump's mental health. When are we going to start to ask some serious, hard questions about hers? Seriously, woman to woman, Hillary Clinton, you have got to move on. This is not even about politics anymore. It's not healthy to hold on to something like this whatsoever. She says that she's a strong woman. What sort of a strong woman is not over this a year and a half later and is still crying about the election, blaming people and pointing the finger? This is not an example of a strong woman.
Well, she did say that she made mistakes. That's the first time I've ever heard her say that.
That took a year and a half for her to even admit that. But you have to understand that she is not an example of a strong woman. She was not equipped to be the first female president of the United States.
Let me ask you something. Do you hate Americans with black skin color?
Absolutely not. I actually love Americans with black skin color so much that I'm willing to fall on the sword 1,000 times for them to wake up and realize that we are being lied to, abused, and used by the Democrat Party. Is it really possible that a man that was loved by the media, Donald J. Trump, they loved him, loved by black America, every hip hop song that I listened to growing up, they wanted to be like Trump. Beyonce and Jay-Z were sipping poolside at Mar-a-Lago. He was the dream. Obama said that the American dream is to be like Trump. Was it really possible that within 24 hours of declaring his candidacy for the White House, he became a racist, bigoted, homophobic, sexist, rapist at one point, right? Was that really possible? And I said, of course, no, it's not possible. How on earth is it possible that a party that instituted slavery, Jim Crow laws, racial terrorism, and the KKK has the black vote?